What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the damn link. Now, with that being said, we're here today to review a Netflix special, Skull Island. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna review the whole series as a whole. I one-shotted it. Every episode is about 25 minutes. Quick synopsis is about this group of monster explorers or monster enthusiasts, and they're just trying to find, these mythical creatures. And they end up stumbling upon the island of Skull Island, which is and they're just trying to find a way off. There also is a character named Annie who seems to be like a native of the island, and she has ties to one of the islands around Skull Island. But we'll kind of get into that later. She's kind of like she kind of reminds you of the natives that belong to Skull Island. They're very primitive and so on and so forth. So the biggest gripe that I've seen a lot of people have with this TV show is the limited feature of Kong. And honestly, I mean, depending on how you look at it, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. If you're definitely watching the show specifically for King Kong, you're definitely coming out of this thing feeling highly disappointed because there's not that much Kong, right? You see, maybe like, I want to say Kong is the main feature in about 2 episodes. 2 episodes is an 8 episode series. 2 episodes, you get a whole lot of Kong. Other than that, he's a background character. And it might seem a little weird, but it might seem a little weird, but at the same time, if you're familiar with the Godzilla animated show that used to come on Fox, the one that was based on, I believe, the '98 movie, then you're probably gonna like this because it kind of goes the same, just less calm. But there is another creature named Dog who has a who's a repeated character and has repeated cameos. And he's a very likable character slash monster. So did Kong not being in it bother me? Not really, but the way that the show ends, it makes me wonder how they are going to kind of like go back to Skull Island and feature Kong and so on and so forth. I just think, I have an idea of what direction they might go, but at the same time, that seems very cliche, and I mean, I'm not really digging that. Another aspect I didn't really dig was some of the animation, right? So some of the animation is practical, cartoonish, 2D, and then it has like a background that's like a 3D, it has a 3D effect. Whenever they did that 3D effect, it made the show look so cheap. It made it look horrendous. I mean, that's single-handedly some of the worst animation I've seen on a TV show in a very long time. Like, I don't understand what the hell they were thinking when they did that. Some of the creature designs, were really, really clever. Some of the creatures had some really cool skill sets. And I mean, the final boss for the show, he also was a very interesting character, and his battle with Kong was intense. The thing about the show is that it doesn't shy away from. Well, I don't want to say it doesn't shy away. There's blood in the show. Now, what would have made the show 10 times better if we would have added a little bit more blood? You have these monsters like gouging people and ripping them to pieces and eating them. It would have been a little bit cool to see kind of like it happen a little bit more in detail per se, because these are the things that are happening. The characters of the show, I mean, the main cast is they're okay. It's nothing that's gonna knock your socks off. Annie's character becomes a little bit annoying after a while, and you kind of get you kind of might view Annie's character. I can see her being called a Mary Sue, right? I can definitely see her get called a Mary Sue. She's like kind of OP for a human character, but when you really think about it in perspective, she's been stranded on this island. She's had to fend for herself. She's familiar with these monsters, so she kind of her and Dog have kind of like both adapted this personality where they just gonna go head up with anybody. So is it really like surprising that she's able to hold her own? Not really. She's been scrapping and doing things, fending for herself for a very long time. Uh But I will say that the boy characters in the show, they come off as kind of ditzy, kind of dumb at times, and it's kind of weird because these kids are like bound to be college students. And you would think they would have a little bit more common sense, but everything seems to be a joke to them. And I mean, that goes for the whole young cast. The younger characters in the show, everything seems to be a joke. And it's like you're on an island with things getting ready to eat you. You have a friend that's sick. You don't know who's alive. You're trying to find parents. You're trying to find whoever else was on the ship, and you're taking everything like a joke. So I don't know, like the show was okay for what it was. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're just into like monsters, you're gonna enjoy the show. I would probably just watch it just to be entertained. This isn't something that's gonna be like blow you away. It's gonna like be the next big thing. It just really comes off as like Godzilla from the Godzilla show that used to come on Fox. Um, with worse animation though, in my opinion, in some aspects. But like I said, the final boss scene, that was really cool. The fight between Kong and him, that was a pretty cool fight. Interesting skill sets to some of these monsters. Characters are a little bit meh. But overall, like I had a lot of fun with the show. I kind of one-shotted it. I binge watched it all in one day. And again, does it bother me that Kong's not a main feature? Yes and no. But at the same time, if they continue down this route, I feel like it'll be a more interesting show if they would show Kong's life on Skull Island. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a flashback with Kong, right? And how he interacts with another female character. I feel like it would have been interesting to explore that life, and the show be based on that versus kind of like what we got. And then what we got could have been kind of in a later season. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. Like you get what you get. I'm not mad about what I got. I'm not thrilled about what I got. I'm just kind of content with what I got. It was okay. It was all right. Like it was fun. All right. It makes me wonder if the show's going to be canon to any of the stuff that's happening in the MonsterVerse, but I guess we'll find out. I want to know if this show's been greenlit for another season. Like I said, it's entertaining. But I'm kind of looking forward to the Gamera show. I feel like that's going to be a little bit more up my alley. This I guess I want to say this show played out like Godzilla Singular Point. Kind of did in a way. It did kind of play out like Godzilla Singular Point. But the only good thing about Godzilla Singular Point was it had more characters that people were familiar with. So a lot of people were a little bit more hyped about it. In regards to this movie or this show, it had a lot of new characters, which I'm not mad about. It was really interesting watching Skull Island and seeing these characters that Kong interacts with and the other animals on the island. But you know, like I said, it could be better. It could be a whole lot better. So that's my review. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios, homies.